Why I gave up on Ghost of Tsushima. Yes, that's the title. Why I quit in the middle of my run on Ghost of Tsushima. This is not a review, it's just a critique. A rant, call it however you like. Let's go. The main reason would be the story and the setting. The game felt to me like it was from some other planet or dimension. Mongrels attack Japan and you play as a last surviving samurai against hordes of mongrels. In 90% of story time, all you hear is mongrels killed someone, avenge him. Mongrels are invading, defend. Mongrels are blocking the passage, clear them out. Mongrels killed some shitty NPC family, kill mongrels back. Mongrels are blocking the bridge. Mongrels are killing left and right. Mongrels, mongrels, mongrels. Cinematic after cinematic after cinematic on every minute. For 10 minutes spent inside the game, you'll spend 1 minute on your horse, 2 minutes in combat, and that's if you pick to play on the hardest difficulty available. On easy difficulty it's probably 30 seconds in combat and 8 minutes in cinematics. Out of 10 minutes, 8 minutes are cinematics, literally. What's even worse, all of those cinematics are someone whining and stealing your time again and again until you go mad. This game copies Assassin's Creed in the worst possible way, by the way. At least in Brain Dead Assassin's Creed you get to visit Firenze, Rome, London, or enter some dungeons and cathedrals, while in Ghost of Tsushima you will enjoy grass and trees in all possible colors that you can imagine, and a bit of mountains as well. From white to golden fauna and flora. I'm dead serious, it's grass, trees, and some Japanese temples surrounded with, guess what? Grass and trees, of course. Bunch of mongrels in the woods, of course, and everything is surrounded by an ocean and one huge island of Tsushima. Open world at its worst, boring, repetitive mechanics. This is not all, by the way, there are plenty more problems. Shall we start from the main protagonist maybe? Look at him. He's the most boring main protagonist in a video gaming history. Shallow, soulless wannabe samurai that whines 24/7 about his dad and uncle. It is fine to create a game with huge narration, but only if you have a proper writer, like in Witcher 3 or Disco Elysium. In case of Ghost of Tsushima, 90% of this game is the story without a proper writer. Boring, repetitive conversations on every 2 minutes. Conversations are somehow even more repetitive than the actual gameplay. Now speaking about gameplay, Snake kills some mongrels, call the mongrels, challenge them to kill even more mongrels and conquer their fort so more idiots can come in a safe place now to tell you how you should kill even more mongrels. That's the game. Now, main quest, of course, is also kill all mongrels. It has no end, literally. Game should have been called Kill All Mongrels, not Ghost of Tsushima. And yes, there is more. Movement is clunky, stealth mechanics are even clunkier, climbing and jumping over obstacles is atrocious, and combat is worse than everything I've mentioned till now. Combat is even clunkier than those shitty climbing mechanics. This is a modern, good-looking game that uses old Assassin's Creed mechanics and somehow manages to make it worse than it was 20 years ago. Now I get it, someone that likes Japanese history will enjoy the game, that's completely fine, but in my case I was going mad from trees and grass, katanas, and shitty looking armor sets. Now thank God the game was free to play on PlayStation Plus, and I'm giving a huge warning here to everyone that plans to play the game on PC in 2 months from now in case you decide to waste your money. This is one shallow, soulless, fetchy sandbox game with clunky mechanics. When I say clunky, I mean mega clunky mechanics. Some games from 90s had better mechanics as far as movement and controls go. This is not a game for everyone, especially not for those that want to spend their time playing the actual game, cause cinematics are a bigger part of this game than the actual gameplay. I'm dead serious, it can happen that you'll see 30 brain dead boring cinematics in 1 hour, easily. Now, Divide that. I said 30 brain-dead boring cinematics in 1 hour. Now don't get me wrong, I love games with great narration and cinematics, but everything in Ghost of Tsushima is mediocre, boring, repetitive. This is not a bad game, nor a good game. It's straight mediocre. It had success, cause let's be real, PlayStation 5 is lacking exclusives, like Ghost of Tsushima is lacking a proper writer. And if you like Japanese history, if you are into a bunch of fetch quests, and if you enjoy killing mongrels with katana, then go ahead and buy this once it comes out on a PC. In my case, I was bored to death. And during my run, power went off, believe it or not, and I was like, do you really wanna continue playing this? Nope. Thank God I realized I'm wasting time watching some shitty cinematics without purpose, so I uninstalled the game and recorded this video instead. This is basically Sony's version of Assassin's Creed in Japan. I was playing God of War Ragnarok for 120 hours before I started Ghost of Tsushima, and man, it was like driving Formula 1 then entering some truck or a minivan from the 80s. That was the difference in pacing and writing. Now, I'm not saying how Hollywood-like writing in God of War Ragnarok is good, but Tsushima is a lot worse than Ragnarok, for example. I'm comparing PlayStation 5 exclusives in this case only. For younger generations that never got to play fetch-like quests from Gothic, that's never seen old Assassin's Creed mechanics, Ghost of Tsushima will be a solid game if people can swallow cinematics on every 2 minutes. Those that like to watch more than to actually play will enjoy the game. I gave my honest opinion here instead of doing a review, cause I just can't find any willpower to finish this game. One of the very few games I started and never finished in my life, by the way, and I finished thousands and thousands of video games in the last 35 years. I would rather replay Assassin's Creed 2 with Ezio Auditore de Firenze than spending 2 more seconds looking at the soulless wannabe self-pity samurai from AliExpress. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you on the next one. Thanks for watching.